Governor, thank you so much. I am grateful to you, and I'm deeply humbled and honored by this appointment. I'm particularly humbled because of where we stand today, the Freedom Tower. Over 50 years ago, my parents, like so many others, came to this country from Cuba to start rebuilding their lives in a land that offered them opportunity, but more importantly, freedom. I know that the farthest thing from their minds when they arrived here with only the clothes on their back and their education was that their only child would be here standing today with the governor of Florida at an event like this today, especially since my father had to give up his dream of becoming a lawyer. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am today to be able to share this with my parents, Antonio y Araceli Lagoa. I was born in Miami and I grew up in Hialeah, a great community filled with many hardworking families. I rode my bike and I roller skated down the streets and the sidewalks of Hialeah under the watchful eye of my grandmother, while my parents worked long hours. My parents' sacrificed to send me to Catholic school, further instilling in me an abiding faith in God that has grounded me and sustained me through the highs and lows of life. I never imagined, while I was attending FIU, that I would be an appellate court judge at the court next door to that university. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Professor John Stack, who without his encouragement, I would never have applied to Columbia Law School, where I became a member of the Law Review. Now, for those of you who know anything about Cuban American families, I'm not just an only child, but also an only grandchild. So going to law school in New York City was not a popular decision in my house. But now with children of my own, I understand how difficult it was for my parents to let me go. But because they valued education above all else, they understood how important it was for me to go to the best law school in the country. No offense, of course, to those who went to Harvard, Governor or my husband, Paul. Yale doesn't count, Jackie, okay? For the past 12 years, I've had the honor of serving as an appellate judge on the 3rd District Court of Appeal, which hears appeals in both Miami-Dade County and Monroe County. The men and women I've worked with on the court diligently tend to the rule of law, and I thank them for their camaraderie, friendship, and support over these many years. Of course, the Florida Supreme Court's work is important not just to the region, but to the entire state. The Florida Supreme Court is tasked with the protection of the people's liberties under law. And in that regard, I am particularly mindful of the fact that under our constitutional system, it is for the legislature and not the courts to make the law. It is the role of judges to apply, not to alter, the work of the people's representatives. And it is the role of judges to interpret our Constitution and statutes as they are written. In the country my parents fled, the whim of a single individual could mean the difference between food or hunger, liberty or prison, life or death. In our great country and our great state, we are governed by the rule of law, the consistent and equal application of the law to all litigants regardless of a judge's personal preferences. Unlike the country my parents fled, we are a nation of laws, not of men. I'd like to thank those who helped me reach this moment. Before I was a judge, I was a practicing lawyer, both in private practice and as a federal prosecutor. And I want to thank my mentors and colleagues from those years who taught me what it means to be a good lawyer, a good writer, and a good colleague. I want to thank also the members of the Judicial Nominating Commission, the men and women who put their professional and personal lives on hold, dedicating countless hours to the nomination process. I also want to thank Governor Jeb Bush for appointing me to the 3rd District Court of Appeal over 12 years ago. Without his confidence in me, I would not be standing here today. Thank you to my friends. Your generous outpouring of support and prayers, your phone calls, your texts, your love has been a blessing through this process. Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank my family. I've already mentioned my parents, Antonio and Araceli Lagoa, Mommy and Papi. Your hard work, your belief in the value of education, your love for what this country represents, your unparalleled work ethic have made me the person I am today. Mami, papi, gracias por todos los sacrificios que hicieron para mí y que hacen todavía para mí y para tus nietas. Nunca tendré suficientes palabras para expresar el profundo amor que tengo para ustedes y el orgullo de ser tu hija. Gracias por todo, mami, papi. To my father-in-law, Judge Paul Huck, who does not speak Spanish. Your integrity, dedication, and humility have been examples to me and to all those privileged to wear a black robe. But more importantly, Paul, thank you for your love of family. To my mother-in-law, Donna Huck, thank you for everything you do for us, except for all the baking you do at Christmas time, because now we all have to lose the weight that we've gained. I want to thank my husband, Paul. You've been my constant source of love and support for these past 23 years. I could not have done this process without you. You are my partner in everything in life. But more importantly, thank you for giving me our 3 amazing daughters, Claudia, Eloise, and Camilla, in birth order, so there is no favoritism, okay? Girls, you inspire me with your kindness, intelligence, thoughtfulness, and generosity. I cannot thank you enough for your support, for your love, and for your prayers, and everything you've done for me for this process. I love you very much. Governor, thank you again for this honor and this opportunity to serve this great state of Florida that has given my family so many opportunities. I am truly humbled. Thank you.